This is... That's their whole history in under 5 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, so this is Ninja's story. Cosmic tier list of ecosystem codex. I created the 4 gods. I decided I want to make more cosmic entities. Ah! Not really a codex, more like a dictionary. Okay. Meant not really a story. More like a dictionary. Okay. A dictionary can still tell a story. Tier C, the Keepers of Balance. A guideline to the Sapphire cosmology, basically. Okay. Sounds sick, Ninja. Fuck yeah. Tier C, the Keepers of Balance. Navara, the Dream Eaters. Form, small, insectoid creatures resembling zerglings, with translucent bodies that shimmer like mist. They move between the conscious and unconscious world, unseen by all but the dying. Roll. The Navara consume the dreams of humanity. By devouring lingering dreams, they prevent mortals from being trapped within eternal sleep, ensuring that the mind can wake again. By the way, Ninja, judge my narration. If it's bad, scream at me. Their silent work preserves the fragile line between dreaming and reality. Your narration is good. Yay! Putting a lot of effort into it, Kay. You're talking about right now. Yes, I'm talking about right now. Because this is the practice, right? This is when I get to practice. Threat. Should the Navara perish, humanity would fall into an endless slumber, each person lost within their own dream, never to awaken. Right track. Hell yeah. See where I am in a year from now, right? That's the whole goal. Vor Mirith, the cosmic heart of barriers. Form. A colossal, pulsating heart suspended in the void, wrapped in hundreds of dark tendrils that pierce the edges of countless universes. Roll. Vor Mirith consumes universes that fall out of harmony, ones where laws of existence collapse or bleed into others. It also enforces the barriers between realities, ensuring that no being may cross into another world. Purpose? Its existence prevents universal contamination. Without Vor Mirith, the borders of reality would fail. Imagine Person A murdered by Person B, only for the truth to reveal that the killer was another Person B from a parallel world. Such distortions of truth and identity are what Vor Mirith forbids. Threat. The death of Vor Mirith would bring the fall of the multiversal walls. Beings from alternate timelines would flood each other's realities, collapsing cause and effect until even time no longer understands itself. The unraveling of the understanding of the universe. And that's the lowest tier. Remember that. That's the lowest tier. Tier B. Weavers of Time. Time Spinners. Formerly Zarithia. Form. Gigantic luminous spiders. Oh, I love it. That dwell in the void between seconds. Their webs are threads of time itself, glimmering like silver strings across the temporal abyss. Roll. The time splinters weave timelines. If you like this, let me know. I have written something similar pertaining to something you said when I first joined. If you post it in the Discord, Electrency, I will read it. Or if you post it in the chat, I would love to check it out. Through their eternal weaving, possibility is preserved and fate is kept in motion. Threat. If the time spinners were destroyed, time would unravel. All cause and consequence would collapse into a single still moment, an unending silence where nothing ever happens again. Tier A. Balance of concepts. Aphoron. Concept devourer. Form. A vast, formless shadow covered in countless eyes and mouths whisper forgotten truths. Role. Apharon consumes absurd or broken concepts, realities that contradict existence itself. For example, if the idea of ants becoming rulers of humanity were to gain traction, Apharon would devour that concept to persuade universal reason. Threat. However, if Apharon loses control, it could consume vital concepts, morality, love, death, even logic, leading to a universe that no longer knows why it exists. God, that's a universe that we live in! Athernus, the immutable one. Form. A blinding sphere of light encased in obsidian armor. No weapon, power, or concept can touch it. Role. Athernus serves as the counterbalance to Apharon. When the Devourer grows too ambitious, Athernus's perfect immunity restores order, preventing total conceptual collapse. Threat. If Athernus were ever destroyed, Apharon's hunger would go unchecked, devouring the foundation of creation itself. Tier S. The Divine Architects. The Grand Celestial. Lord of Radiance. Domain. Light and order. Role. The first flame to burn in the world. The Grand Celestial brought illumination to existence. It governs truth, clarity, and the cosmic cycle of creation. Threat. The death of the Grand Celestial would extinguish all light. Darkness would consume every world, and existence would drown in eternal night. The Void, Keeper of Silence. Domain. Darkness and absence. Role. The Void shaped the emptiness that gives the cosmos form. It defines contrast, the nothingness that allows something to exist. Threat. Should the Void perish, the universe would overflow with unrestrained matter and energy, collapsing under its own weight. The Elusive Fairy, Weaver of Secrets. Domain. Stars and Wisdom. Role. The fairy is the keeper of mysteries and the creator of the stars themselves. It carries whispers of knowledge between worlds, ensuring that enlightenment never dies completely. Without it, even the gods would lose their understanding of the cosmos. Threat. If slain, every star across the heavens would fade, leaving travelers lost in the endless dark, and wisdom itself would wither into silence. The Cosmic Rainbow, Giver of Life. Domain. Life and beauty. Role. The Cosmic Rainbow breathed the first colors into the void and gave shape to emotion. Every living thing carries the fragment of its light, the pulse of creation itself. Threat. Without the rainbow, life would lose its vibrancy. All things would continue to exist, but lifelessly, hollow and gray. Tier S+, Beyond the Divine. The Soul Collector. The Pale Whale. Form. A massive, ghostly white whale that drifts through the cosmic sea, invisible to mortals and seen only by gods and spirits. Role. The Soul Collector gathers the spirits of the dead from all planets, carrying them to their rightful afterlife. Its song is said to be the sound of morning stars. Threat. Should the whale perish, souls would be left adrift in the void, doomed to wander without rest. Death itself would become meaningless. Why the four gods transcend the two monsters. Apharon may consume the concept of anything, yet cannot devour what is absolute. Athernus may be immune to all, yet cannot resist the law of the absolute. The four gods are the authors of reality, not its inhabitants. Their power is not within the universe. The universe is within their power. The observer, the one who watches. Form, unknown. It manifests as pure awareness, a consciousness beyond comprehension. Role. The observer is the primordial entity that created the four gods, commanding them to act as its hands and voice. It never interferes directly, only observes the flow of creation. The reason it took the four gods years to find Rowena's soul is because the soul creator is stronger than each of the gods individually. So they had to team up to restrain the whale for a brief moment just to gather it. Oh, that makes sense. Nice. That's badass. I love the amount of thought that you've put into the complexities of the creation itself, and how that ties into the actual story and is extremely important, whether you know how it functions or not. But you as the author, having the knowledge of it, will maintain the consistency. Threat. None. The observer cannot die, for it exists even beyond fiction itself. Trivia. The observer is the only being aware of its own nature as a fictional entity, a creation shaped by the author beyond the Sapphire universe. When the four gods once asked if the observer was limitless, it answered, yes, but even infinity must obey the hand that writes it. Damn. I love that, Ninja. Echoes hard as an encyclopedia. Like, this is something that's like, you could have like an encyclopedia like this literally as a book inside of the book, right? Like, I think about like reading like, you know, political structural rules for Tamriel in fucking Elder Scrolls, right? Like the Order of Kings kind of thing, right? Succession rights, stuff like that. Like the Rituals of the Daedra and everything like that. I fucking loved those books. That was one of my favorite parts about Elder Scrolls. But you know what I think would be epic, Ninja? Is if they made an Elder Scrolls Online 2, and they made it so people could submit lore as books, and just like random books in the world. So like you could go to a random bookshelf and you could pick it up and the story would be written by an actual person. I think that would be fucking badass as fuck. I think there's so much stuff that could be done with that kind of thing. Created the four gods. I noticed I created an ecosystem within the Sapphire universe magic world. So I decided, why not make a Sapphire universe ecosystem, cosmic ecosystem? One that scales above and beyond it. Exactly. Makes sense. Makes sense. No, that's badass. I love it. Alright. I agree, that's the beauty of fantasy world, when they create a cosmology that's so hard to comprehend. Did you post anything, Electrancy? I see that you have joined the Discord, but I do not see anything that you have posted. Did I miss it? Because I'd love to read it, I just don't see it anywhere. Pretty scary, no? Vormirith's role is to prevent people from parallel universes crossing over, which would make it multiversal in nature, and it is the lowest tier in the ecosystem. Yeah, so I was like, damn. As I said at the beginning, it's the lowest fucking tier. That's crazy. But we're gonna have an ad break in a second here anyways, right? But Ninja, did you do another critique of my voice? What about this one, Ninja? Have you heard this one? Because we did all of the voices. So we have this one now.
I fell down the stairs. When I woke up, I couldn't feel my heartbeat. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine.
Next time I'll send you The Boy Who Cried Succubus. Until then, gotta go. And read your stories and work on my story. And to answer your question, I'm going to read your stories. See you again with new information. Alright, see you, Ninja.
I was late for the quarterly sync. Some corporate brain dump I'd agreed to months ago. After...
Thanks for sharing. As always, Ninja. Super appreciate it, brother. I like to think deep when I'm alone, watching your story. Well, I'm glad not to sound like a creep. No, that's okay. You're allowed to goon to it, Ninja. Everyone else does. Don't feel embarrassed about it. It's totally normal. See you tomorrow, my time zone. Sounds good. Yeah, with, you know, the whole... daylight savings, everything's a little bit out of sync. Alright, well, until, Electrancy, until you post your story, I'm gonna read Eye of the World when we get back from this ad break. Because I'd love to read your story again, but I don't see it anywhere.